There was a teacher out of Kensington, Maryland. He worked for a Catholic school. And as the students started to research a little bit about their teacher, they found out that their teacher was a major player in the alt-right.
It's just trying to protect its own position. That's like, I get why they're doing that. They're doing it because they're put in an awkward position where they've employed somebody with whom they had no problem and whose views did not at all adversely affect their school's operations.
No, they didn't.
We spoke to former teacher Greg Conti at the office of Richard Spencer's National Policy Institute in Alexandria tonight. This is his picture from his Twitter profile. There he went by the name of Greg Ritter. Students in the last few days had discovered some of his alt-right views on social media. Those views are what led to his firing back in October. Conti works for Richard Spencer's National Policy Institute and has a role with Spencer's security team. This is video of Conti at the white nationalist rally last year in Charlottesville that ended up turning deadly. We understand Academy of the Holy Cross found out about Conti's ties to the alt-right and Richard Spencer back in October. Conti says that's when he was fired, but the school just sent out a letter about Conti's firing yesterday. Conti worked as a substitute teacher, field hockey, and track coach. We spoke to some students on campus this afternoon who say they were shocked to discover this double life Conti was leading.
I knew him quite well because I was on the field hockey team, and it was pretty shocking for me. I think it was shocking for everyone to see that. But I'm upset because I didn't know that he had like this double life going on. But it's also shocking because I wouldn't think that like in this type of in this century that there's people still like that out there.
When it comes to this society, and when we speak about white supremacists is more than the alt-right. It's more than the Ku Klux Klan. It's way more than that. Anyone who support the ideals of the alt-right, but maybe not be out there with them, or anyone who support the ideals of the Ku Klux Klan, but may not be out there with them, they are white supremacists also. You must understand, white supremacists are your teachers. They're on the police department. They're on the fire department. They're in the hospitals. They're the prosecutors. They're the judges. They're at the grocery store. They're at Starbucks when you go get coffee. They're everywhere, potentially. So always rest assured. One time I watched a video of a Klansman from back in the 40s, and he stated there are more people that agree with him than those that wear the robes. And that was very accurate, because you have people like this guy who may be out there with Richard Spencer, but there are many more that agree with the ideals of the alt-right that's not out there with them. Look at all the things that happened in Charlottesville. Not all of them were in the alt-right. A lot of them came out there because it felt comfortable to come out there. This guy cool. He's like, hey, it is what it is. Because Richard Spencer, he comes from money. He has a lot of money coming in from big time donors who support their ideals. Trust me, you can't run a alt-right organization without money. Yes, the National Policy Institute is a 501c3. So nonprofit, so he can get people to donate to him all day long. And you notice when these white supremacist organizations, the ones who got sense, they're not going to call themselves Ku Klux Klan or anything that sound like that. They call themselves Traditional Workers Party. They call themselves National Policy Institute. They call themselves the American Renaissance. They don't call themselves white nationalists, anything. And this is why, as black people, we have to learn to stop identifying our groups, whatever that may be. Stop putting black in everything or African in everything. Have groups that simulate what they are doing that's for the empowerment of black people. Don't sit here and label it where people know exactly what it is. This is why when we created our foundation, we didn't name it anything black this, African that. No, we called it something that we believe in, the Unity Foundation. Because we believe in unification. So you hear that word, you think of nothing else outside of, hey, it's just a Unity Foundation. We have to be smart. We have to adapt. And you have to know why it's important for us to get together as a community and to create schools for our children when you have alt-right people sitting up there teaching your kids every single day. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Share the video, like the commentary, subscribe. Make sure you click the notification bell to find out we post new news stories or live streams.